Welcome back and hello and thank you for being here. It's Tuesday and it's the 15th day of April, and that date is synonymous. It is perhaps ominous with one major event in our lives, Tax Day. And just as a reminder, not this time around for Kentuckians. I'll have that in just a few seconds, but just to let you know what's up, we've got coverage from the Johnson County Fiscal Court, Paintsville City Council, an update on day 2 of the trial of a Magauffa County man facing serious sex crimes against a small child here in Magauffa County. That case, of course, being heard before Kim Childers in Knott County, and a host of other news and information. And your forecast, pray tell. Well, 60 tomorrow, 70 Thursday, 80 roundabout Friday, and of course, what's happening for Easter? Not all that bad. Not as much sun as I thought yesterday, but temperature still quite nice and very little shower chances. But an updated forecast nonetheless. Back to the before-mentioned tax deadline, which does not exist as usual this year. Just a reminder, while today, of course, is most often the deadline and is for most Americans, Kentuckians not this time around. There will be no penalties as well, as long as federal income taxes are filed by the new deadline, which is, of course, November the 3rd, as was announced by the governor back in February, I suppose. The IRS is giving tax relief because of all of the severe weather in the state. And this is for the state as a whole, not just the affected counties of rounds and rounds of severe weather, regardless of what form it was in. But all individuals and all businesses, the entire state of Kentucky. The deadline, as was announced back in February again, November the 3rd at this time. The Federal Emergency Management Agency Disaster Declaration is changing it, giving the IRS authority to postpone certain tax filing and tax payment deadlines for taxpayers. And the relief also applies to the estimated tax payments normally due on not just the 15th, but as well as the middle of June and the middle of September. Now, tax services and accountants and PBAs and the like are recommending that if you can, it's a good idea to go ahead and get them done and get them filed. My apologies. And for those who have already filed state taxes and well, you have until November the 3rd to pay any amount that has not been paid by April the 15th. Now, they're going to waive the penalties and as such. However, if you're going to owe money and you owe it and you've already done your taxes by April the 15th, there will be 10% added to whatever is owed. That's whether you pay them, you've done your taxes early or by then. So if you owe money, there will be a 10% interest in November, but no penalties. The penalties will be waived. They can't waive the interest, as I understand. If you haven't filed your taxes, state taxes yet, or file after today, well, the 10% interest will be added if you owe money. That's not going to change, but again, they're waiving the penalties, as I understand, and it's an automatic extension for everyone. A lot of folks maybe not aware, as we've only mentioned here a couple of times, I guess, on the show, and a lot of folks otherwise just trying to go ahead and get them done, which is not a bad idea, to say the least. An update on day 2 of what was expected to be and what appears to will be a 3-day trial in Knott Circuit Court before Kim Childers related to a Magauffa County man. As the Commonwealth, well, they wrapped up their case around lunch today. As a Magauffa County man awaits a jury's decision on charges of sodomy, rape, and sexual abuse, all in the first-degree victim under the age of 12. Yesterday's trial began with testimony from the Kentucky State Police detective involved in the case, as well as the child, as well as today, among others called, were a woman who was said to be a babysitter for the small child during some of these alleged events, as well as Matthew and Ashley Tackett, the accused themselves, and psychologists for both sides have been called and testified. And after hearing all of this, the Commonwealth rested their case today right around noon. And after a break, the defense called their witnesses, the before-mentioned witnesses, before the court was recessed at around 3 o'clock this afternoon. And as I understand, closing statements are expected to begin around or shortly after 9 o'clock in the morning, after which jury instructions will follow, and the case will be in the hands of the jury in Knott County. Next, as I take you to break, the Holiness House of Prayer has asked me to remind everyone about their Grief Share Recovery and Support Group starting starting back up on the 28th of this month. That's a Monday. And on every Monday thereafter, starting at 6:30, they're going to gather at the Montgomery County Health Department in the conference room. Everyone is welcome to attend. It's a seminar for those grieving the loss of a loved one.
There were times that I just could not concentrate on things.
There's days I wake up and I don't want to do anything.
It's just devastating.
The grief that happens after the death of a loved one can leave you feeling confused, lost, and alone without a roadmap. But other people have traveled this grief journey before you, and there is hope and a way forward. Grief Share is a proven video-based support group that connects you with others who are traveling the grief journey you're on right now.
Grief Share is a place where you can be as raw and as ugly as you want to be, and it's okay.
I joined them online and it was great. It was wonderful.
Each weekly Grief Share session consists of an insightful video with grief experts and testimonials, a small group discussion, and encouraging workbook exercises. You'll also receive free online resources and tools that help you move forward in hope and healing.
I gained so much more than just understanding of grief, and I think I saw it from a bigger picture too.
Visit griefshare.org to learn more.
Johnson Central High School stands alone in providing the most college and career programs of study in one building throughout the entire state of Kentucky. This includes pathways in everything from the medical field to engineering, telemedia, welding, agriculture, and even aviation. And that's just to name a few of the 32 different choices. Work has also been started on a brand new state-of-the-art high school. So now is the time for your child to experience the power of opportunities in Johnson County schools.
There are several risk factors that may put a patient at risk for heart disease.
Especially people who have diabetes or hypertension or high cholesterol and have a family history of heart disease.
Neglecting to see a cardiologist can put you in trouble. You may develop problems that may not be reversible.
We see many people who do not have an actual diagnosis of a heart problem, but may be at risk of heart disease, and we do whatever we can to help mitigate that risk to help prevent disease in the future. ARH, more for Appalachia.
Get personal with new jewelry collections from Soul Stacks and more at the seasonal shop. With new spring arrivals every week. Arrive and hydrate in style with Brewmate's new Brew Tank and the full color collection of cups and mugs. And come smell for yourself why Tyler's glamorous detergent sprays and soaps are hard to keep in stock. And if it's Easter you're thinking about, there's all kinds of ways to stuff anyone's basket of any age at Frazier's Prater Drug Seasonal Shop in downtown Sayersville. With spring comes sniffles and sneezes from that pesky fine powder from plants. Pollen, one of the worst words ever. You could try to limit your time outdoors, but that's really not an option for most of us. So talk to the pharmacist at Parkway Pharmacy and make a plan for personalized solutions for allergy and asthma relief today.
My name is Don McFarland, and I have been an attorney in Eastern Kentucky for over 30 years. This is my son, Max McFarland. I'm very proud of Max. He is incredibly intelligent, a hard worker, and is graduating from law school this spring. Max will take the bar exam this summer.
We are a family and we treat our clients like family. Bigger law firms are not always better law firms. There is no substitute for experience, personal attention, wisdom, and knowing who your attorney is.
When you have any legal needs, come see us and we will personally represent you, and we will put our experience and energy to get the results you need.
If you have been in a car wreck, injured on the job, in need of Social Security disability benefits, or have any legal needs, come see us and let us take care of you. Call us at 349-9000.
The Montgomery County Fiscal Court meets in regular session tonight. I'll have a report perhaps as soon as tomorrow. The Sayersville City Council, because of how the calendar fell, will meet in regular session next Monday. Last night, it was Paintsville City Council and Johnson County Fiscal Court. Beginning with Mayor Runyon telling the council members that he was giving them a letter from the Johnson County government and fiscal court for each of them to review and then discuss at the next meeting. That letter pertaining to EMS service status in Johnson County and Paintsville.
The only announcement I have, I've given each city council member a copy of a letter from fiscal court on the EMS service. I would appreciate you looking over that. At the next meeting we have, we probably need to address that letter. But keep in mind when you read it that you, as a citizen of the city of Paintsville, you pay 2 property taxes. You pay one property tax to the county and you pay another property tax to the city. So just keep that in mind as you read over that letter. The content of the letter is probably correct. Some of the wording I had a problem with. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
And with no other mention of the contents of the letter on a similar or related topic of emergency management, the Paintsville City Council was asked to enter into a memorandum of agreement from the Johnson County Fiscal Court for the purchase of an ambulance for some $58,800. I believe this money to be purchased by the county for use for Johnson County and Paintsville and Johnson County EMS. And there was also some good news for Paintsville Utilities as the council discussed a resolution for basically a free $418,000 for the utilities via a Paintsville and Kentucky Infrastructure Authority agreement for loan funds in that amount with no interest and debt forgiveness.
Resolution approving and authorizing an assistance agreement between the city of Paintsville, Kentucky and the Kentucky Infrastructure Authority to provide up to $418,000 of loan funds for project number, and Mr. Pack, if there's any questions he's got, he can answer those for you.
All the water utilities in the country were required to conduct an inventory of their systems to determine the existence of lead service lines. That inventory was due in October of 2024. In 2023, we applied for a loan through Kentucky Infrastructure Authority to cover that cost. We did get our inventory done in time, and April 1st of 2025, we received an assistance agreement for the loan from KIA for up to $418,000. We have to prove that much expense. This loan is kind of unique. It has 0% interest and 100% principal forgiveness. It's free money.
Hope you do it.
We've done the work. So. This is a chance to get our money, some of our money back.
On to Johnson County Fiscal Court coverage. The judge reminding everyone about the big Easter egg hunt starting at noon this Saturday at the Mountain Home Place, as well as a couple of big plays at the SIP, Into the Woods. And the play with the last presentation this Saturday evening at 7 at the SIP, and then one coming up on the 25th and 26th of this month about Kentucky's richest man, a story as depicted through actors on the SIP stage on the life of John C.C. Mayo. They're going to have a reception, I think, the first night of the premiere, and they hope that everyone will join them. From there were presentations and information presented on several FEMA cleanup projects still trying to get cleaned up after the storms, going back to the winter storms before the flooding. They also had a presentation on rural secondary funding for road resurfacing in Johnson County. And from there, discussed a quote for replacing or fixing a drainage structure that's estimated to cost about some $20,000.
Is to open and approve a quote to replace a drainage structure on Chestnut White House Road. We have a location on Chestnut White House Road that continually causes issues with flooding and impact on the roadway down there. The fiscal court is allocated $100,000 a year, of which the state pays 80% of that for us to improve drainage projects in our community, and we take advantage of that program every year. So this is one that would be for this fiscal year, for fiscal year 25. And we have one quote, and all folks who submit have to be pre-qualified contractors for the state of Kentucky per the funding source, funding requirements. So this quote came from Middle Fork Contracting, and it was for a lump sum price of $19,955.45. My recommendation would be that we would approve this this bid, subject to review of compliance with the specifications.
Make that motion.
Motion by Commissioner Gerald. Do we have a second? Second by Commissioner Click. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Next is an approval of application procedure for distribution of opioid settlement funds.
In other business, they approved to expend funds, grant funds, I do believe, in the amount of around $37,000 to clean up 5 illegal dump sites that have been identified in Johnson County. They also approved to advertise for bids for the construction of a community pavilion at Van Leer, saying the court will look to get a preliminary cost on the structure and then look for some possible community partners, up to about 4 or so, to help fund the project. The court later approving a resolution related to coal severance funds, spending up to $110,000 for 2 vehicles to be given to the Sheriff's Department. And one of the last discussions was a big one, a memorandum of agreement with the state on an abandoned mine lands grant to build a spec building at the Hager Hill industrial site.
This is a follow-up to, we had received $2 million in a AML-ER grant for a prospect we had for an industrial site that did not materialize, but AMLR has approved a redirect of $2 million to go toward the construction of the spec building. It will take about $3.3 million to construct it, but we're currently awaiting an answer back from a funding source that we hope will deliver the balance of the $1.3 million we need to construct a 50,000 square foot spec building on our site up there. So there's an MOA that we were given to ask for approval for the memorandum agreement for the $2 million that's with Kentucky Amway. Motion by Commissioner Click. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Sauer. All in favor? Any opposed?
A lot on your calendar, and it's your Easter forecast that's left. Stay tuned.
Colin Mockery and Brad Sherwood, the dynamic duo from television's Whose Line Is It Anyway, are coming to town, and they're asking for trouble.
Our show is completely made up.
Prepare for a side-splitting interactive extravaganza as these improv wizards hit the stage, serving up a night of unscripted comedy gold.
It sounds like a big waste of time and a lot of money. It is.
Don't miss Colin Mockery and Brad Sherwood. Catch them on Sunday, May 18th at the Mountain Arts Center. Get your tickets today at macarts.com.
SMB is proud to stand with you with what might be your very first and definitely last checking, savings, retirement, even Christmas Club account, along with consumer, auto, mortgage, business loans that you can easily manage from anywhere in the world with safe, secure mobile and online banking that comes from over 120 years of commitment to your financial life and well-being. Today, tomorrow, and forever. Salyersville National.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in small town values.
And mom and dad and the things they handed down.
I believe some of the best people in the world are farmers.
I believe in insurance that protects families, homes, and cars. I believe in always finding a way to do what you love. I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
For whatever reason, if your working days are over, don't do anything before you meet Grover. Social Security, disability, SSI, work injuries, wear and tear, and hearing loss. 888-9-GROVER. One name, one call, one ultimate solution to your heating and cooling, sales, 24-hour service, and installation for home, commercial, boilers, chillers, and VRF systems. With over 15 years of experience and now based right here in the viewing area, Ultimate Air, 496-6650.
I love working in the coal mines, even though it was hard work. But if you suspect you have black lung, you can't work anymore. You'll find out that filing for benefits is hard too. I had friends who give up after years of trying. If it hadn't been for Big Sandy Healthcare, I wouldn't even try myself. If you think you have black lung, call Big Sandy Healthcare and get the help you deserve.
If you're getting together to cheer on the Cats and catch the NCAA tournament, do it with a big party platter from Lee's. 40 crispy, spicy buffalo wings, 8 big juicy breast strips, a dozen double dippers, and 10 fried pickle spears. Just $54.99. But if you make your best play by calling in the day before, it'll be hot, it'll be ready, and you'll save $5. Only at your Salyersville Lee's Famous Recipe. Now it's community calendar time. A reminder, the McGoffin County Water District yesterday issued a boil water advisory. This is for Bailey Branch on Mason all the way to the Floyd County line on Route 7 and all the tributaries and offshoots. There was a break after some construction or repair being done. And while they've seen no contaminants, it is per operating procedure, obviously, that they issue a boil water advisory, again, from Bailey Branch to the Floyd County line on Route 7. We'll let you know just as soon as this has been lifted. Big horse show coming up this Saturday. Gates, they will open at 3. The show will start at 5. And it is going to be 30 classes brought to you by the Sagersville Masonic Lodge for the Coats for Kids program. Kids 12 and under, you get in free. Everyone else, just $5 to get in. A lot of great concessions, a great horse park and venue, and a great show, and certainly a great cause. They hope that you'll stop by. Don't forget the Water Into Wine Food Pantry has their regular commodity day for this month, on tomorrow, the 16th, that is tomorrow, 8 till 10. They advise and remind everyone to please have your pantry card ready. I probably don't have to remind anyone anymore. I'm going to go ahead and do it one more time, and I'll pull it tomorrow because I think I've probably ran this one down quite a bit. But, it's a good thing to take advantage of. This county-wide spring cleanup campaign is ongoing. They'll wrap up this week for everyone in District 3, and then next week it's for those in District 1. And then during this entire time, the Sagersville City-wide cleanup campaign is ongoing to set those items that you can't normally sit out, no hazardous waste or anything like that, but anything you can't normally put out in your garbage, and they'll pick it up and take care of it for you. And I'll take care of your calendar announcements for you. And we certainly love that to have birthdays and anniversaries in there too. So send them to me anytime you can. And we'll tell everyone about them. Now, weather-wise, as I'm trying to get out the door and catch the fiscal court meeting and, be 10 places at once, which is my life. No complaints, just a fact. 62 degrees is where we topped out today. We are at 55 right now and falling. Looks like dew point is 34 degrees, humidity 43%. We've had technically 6/100ths of an inch of rain today. While just checking my data, the cloud burst that we had yesterday evening, I thought it would have added up to a little bit more than that. It didn't last long, but man, it was a good one. Right at 1/3 of an inch in downtown Sagersville as we had some thunderstorms, of course, rolling through last night that I left you, leaving you on, of course, to look out for. And big cloud burst right as the middle school game was getting done at the softball field. I've got some footage from that. I just didn't get a chance to get it on today, but hopefully I'll get to that tomorrow. Nevertheless, moving on, we do have sunrise 6:57, sunset 8:09. Tonight, 37 degrees, winds out of the west, still up to 10 to 20 miles per hour or greater at times. Had one at 25 miles per hour, the biggest in Sagersville today, downtown. Right now, 5 miles per hour out of the south-southwest. Tomorrow, pretty much like today, sunny and 60, and on the breezy side of things again. Tomorrow winds 25, 30 miles per hour, so very close to today. A little frost in the morning possible, and that's going to be the conditions tomorrow night into your Thursday morning. We'll hit close to 70 as you saw on your Thursday. Frost, sunny, near 70 for your Thursday. Friday, sunny and close to 80. A nice day. Good Friday, of course. And then for the weekend, here you have it right here. Here's how things are shaping up. Saturday, not the greatest. Showers likely in mid to late afternoon. Mostly cloudy skies. 60% chance of some showers. And there might be a thunderstorm or two later on Sunday evening with lows right around 57, 58 degrees. Saturday. Now, on to Sunday. Here's what we've got. Yesterday we had a little more sun in store for you, but not so much right now. Sunday looks to be around 77, mostly cloudy Easter Sunday, and a 20% chance of some showers and storms. Right now that looks to be like 8 a.m. to 2 p.m., small chance, kind of a small window. Hope it all works out well for everything that you have planned. And then Monday, we're back to a little bit of sun, 77, partly sunny, 60% chance of some showers and storms to start off the work week. Tuesday, 74, mostly sunny, and a 30% chance of just some average roundabout showers. And that's again it for me for tonight. Thank you for being here and being a part of the program. I'll see you tomorrow.